Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Elijah Sisters podcast. We are so excited to be here with you all this evening. So excited about this show today. We have a special guest today. So we're going to start off by welcoming Miss Chontell Lucas, the director of Sparkle Nation and Sparkle Nation pageants with us today. Welcome, Chontell, to the
Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome.
podcast. We have a phenomenal show today. Did you know today is International Tiara Day today? So we couldn't think of a better guest than to have the director of this phenomenal pageant system with us today.
Uh-oh,
So
uh-oh,
that's right. Put it on, sis. That's right. So Sparkle Nation, we are so proud. She's going to give us, she has a few titles on her head that she's going to tell us about later on. And I've had the awesome privilege to stand with her because I'm a former queen too, sister queens, and Angelique is a former queen. So I tried to order my crown and my little tiara, and Amazon Prime don't the 2 days don't work like they used to no
They
more.
be
They have
lying.
been. They ain't priming like they used to prime no more. Stuff is
Right.
coming 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. So it'll come sometime next week, and I'm gonna still wear my tiara too. Um, we are queens every day, but so it's wonderful to have you all here. Welcome to our guests. Before we get into it, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because we're always giving you amazing content, and you want to make sure that you're never missing out on everything that we share. So let's get into some of these amazing hot topics and things to talk about because we always have amazing things to talk about. Have you all seen this movie, Not Another Church movie that came out 2 weeks ago?
I have not seen it. I have seen people discussing it, and they were not well pleased.
Yeah, I haven't found any good commentary on it either. So when I first saw the,
I didn't like the picture images I saw, but I was like, oh, if yeah, I can, yeah,
I first
I
saw
have
the
to know where this is
promos for
going.
it, I literally thought it was a joke. Like, I'm being punked. This is not serious. I couldn't believe that they would even put this out. So it filmed 2 years ago because it's starring Jamie Foxx was one of the stars, and I think it was one of the last things that he did before he got sick. And I just couldn't believe it's all basically parodies of Tyler Perry's movies, right?
Okay.
So my first thought about it was he didn't just do quote unquote church movies, number
No.
one. So that's insulting. Um, but the scenes I saw, I was just like, are y'all kidding me? And then you bothered to get Jasmine Guy, Tisha Campbell in it, and Jamie, really? You didn't need money that bad. Ricky, Mickey Rourke. And so it just,
No, y'all.
part of me as a black person, I try to support my black people as much as possible,
I'm not gonna
but I just
support y'all on that.
do my $15. Like seriously, movies are way too high for me.
Oh no, it's in the theater. Oh no, no, not the way my account is set up.
Movies are way too high for me to spend my money. So unfortunately, it didn't do good at the box office.
Oh, it came out already?
Oh, it came out 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I really wasn't checking for it.
Only reason I knew about it was because I saw some commentary stuff on it, but I'd never heard the movie at all.
Yeah, it came out Mother's Day weekend. See, you
Oh.
and Jonathan and the kids could have went and had a good family
Aw.
time.
Shout have been like, y'all don't love me. Y'all don't care nothing about me as your mama.
Is it like a spoopy, campy type movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, it was like, from what I saw, it was like, you know how the Wayans brothers redid all the Scream movies and did the scary movies. To me, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, it was very satire, but
Yeah.
I don't mind satire if it's good satire.
But those type of comedy movies don't really do good anymore. Like that well has been tapped, and the well is dry. Like that's we've got so it's those type nobody really wants anymore. Like okay, people are making fun of the real thing anyways.
Well, it only made $360,000 Mother's Day weekend.
Hey, what is up with
Oh.
these black movies that's coming out that nobody asked for? Like
You
these black
didn't? They
movies and
didn't? You
TV
didn't ask
shows.
for it?
The Good Times TV show. Nobody asked for that.
We know we're not discussing that show is the show that shall not be named.
I just want to know who is telling these people that this we want to see, or maybe they're not. Maybe the demographic isn't black people. Maybe it's not us
You tried
that
to
they're
watch
trying.
it, Chontell?
I did watch one episode, and
Oh,
A Good Time.
it's a no for me. The
It's a
cartoon,
no.
right? The
yeah,
Right.
animation version, yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Most people I saw didn't get past one episode.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't get past two. Like it was some people that was like, well, maybe the second. Nobody got past two. Most people was done at one, and then went no further. So I refuse to watch it.
Is it really bad?
The show. Like I was expecting it to be just like the show, but it's like a whole nother level of, I don't know, comedy mixed in with sort of like real life situations. I didn't like it.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's a no.
From the one person we know that has watched it.
It's a no.
I don't know anybody, not in my circle, that has actually watched it.
Oh my god.
Well, so it's going to be a no for me on the Not Another Church movie as well. I predict it's going to go streaming very soon, and I think it's going directly to Tubi probably, and I probably still won't watch it.
My viewing time with work and everything else I do is very precious. I'm not wasting my good viewing weekend time for that. I'm sorry.
We shall wait and see what happens. So, in better news, Dolly Parton has partnered with Krispy Kreme, y'all, for a
Uh-oh.
special limited series of Krispy Kreme donuts in a special pink box.
Of course it is.
Like, I need another reason to go get me some donuts.
I might
But
just
I
try a
am.
couple. Just a couple. Not a whole box.
So here's some of the special donuts: Peachy Keen Cobbler, Banana Pudding Pie, and Chocolate Cream Pie Donut are some of the special ones in her special box. Now, it's only a limited series, so you want to go ahead and get your donuts now. Now, I've told y'all before, I have almost tore up my car before in traffic trying to get some Krispy Kremes when that hot now sign comes on, and I don't need Dolly Parton messing up my car insurance, but I will for these special donuts. So be on the
Dolly
lookout.
tried to get me. She's trying to get me.
She's trying to get us got, girl.
And I'm gonna just have to do. I would do like Daddy used to do when we were younger and get a box and be like, "Mom and Dad, do y'all want some donuts? I got them to share, y'all. You know, just at least act like I'm trying to share with somebody."
All right. Give it up for Beyonce and Cowboy Carter. It continues to boost Western wear sales, in particular for Black businesses, as it continues to be awesome. I continue to listen to it. Particularly, like I said, for Black businesses, they're seeing a core boom in sales for hats and boots as much as 20% since the release of the album on March 29th. And let me tell you, I really need me some boots in my life so bad. I told my husband, I really need me some cowboy boots and a hat. Also, Black country artists are seeing a rise in their streaming since the release of Cowboy Carter. So the Beyonce effect continues to be awesome, and I appreciate it's a ripple. We just have to acknowledge it. So give it up for her. There are rumblings and rumors that a concert definitely seems to be in the future, and I'm here for it.
Oh, I know that'd be amazing.
if you were a fan of the television series Dexter, well, number one, the series is coming to Netflix very
You got the
soon.
main fan on right now.
Yes. I
And
read the books and
also,
everything.
I know I wasn't. I know that's way too much. Me and Chontell are some wimps. Says it's about a whole lot of killing and a whole bunch of blood.
I
So we're
can't
gonna
do
let
that.
y'all watch it.
Not me. I'm talking about Angie, not me.
I know that's Angelique. That's her judge right there.
It was my judge. It was my judge.
I can't even watch ER. I couldn't even watch ER because of all that.
Oh, my husband is like that. I watch I'll be watching like Law and Order, Chicago PD, all that stuff. When he comes in and like the scenes where someone's laid out, he's like, "How can you watch that?" And I'm like, "I'm good." But Dexter Original Sin is coming out, and that goes to the 15 years before. It explains about his dad and his origin, and that is Christian Slater plays his dad, and that is Angelique. You all right?
Oh, sorry, I was doing a little happy dance.
So be on the lookout. That is on the way for all of the Dexter fans. You can hashtag Dexter when you post this up. All right. Let's get into a little bit of business call for the church mothers, y'all. Bennifer is in trouble. Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, y'all, they have not been living together in almost 8 weeks and have been seen without their wedding bands.
Oh,
Who's this now?
I say it. I know y'all thought they was in it for the long haul, but it looks like they may not make it, y'all.
Who is it?
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez.
You said Ben Affleck and who?
Don't you start.
Because I'm just saying, because I don't know her.
Don't you start, Mariah. I will say, whatever issues
we ain't trying to be messy.
We got with J-Lo, I do need folks to acknowledge Ben and his old self has a lot of issues with accountability. That I'm not going to just lump that all on her.
So the only question I'm going to ask is, do we think? I'm just asking, and we're going to move on because a lot of our core audience is female. Is it Ben or is it Jennifer? He says he never wanted a public relationship,
Sir,
and he's saying that she's not bending.
Sir, you are a whole A-list actor. Anybody you dated is a public relationship. What are you what words are you saying right now, Ben? Did Ben fall off the wagon? Is he all right? Sir. But I'm saying that don't even make sense. I can say that. I'm a pride. People don't know me. Ben, you got back with Jennifer Lopez.
She documents every moment of their relationship on social media, and he says he hates that. So
what did he literally think was going to happen?
She was doing that before y'all got back together. Wait, what?
So my personal opinion, and then we'll move on. My personal opinion is I don't believe in revolving doors. I don't believe in going back with someone that you had before. So, like Chontell said, you knew this. This wasn't like, I don't know what I'm getting into.
Really, this is not a new person. This is not. Oh, I don't know who is she. Sir, stop it.
All right. So, pray for the babies. Pray for the children. All right. We got some amazing films and viewership coming up. So the Jim Henson documentary that on Disney Plus, and I did watch it. It made me so emotional. Jim Henson, a man of ideas. Jim Henson is such a part of my childhood, and just even watching the music to it makes me cry, right? Because I just love Kermit and Piggy, and like Sesame Street still comes on and it's still good, but I'm such a part of the original crew with Big Bird and Oscar and all of that. But to watch, it covers his journey from like him originally becoming a puppeteer and how he had originally created Kermit and out of college and all of this and just the whole journey of creating Sesame Street and the characters and why. And I don't know if people even know, but he's such a beautiful person, such a beautiful mind. But Sesame Street originally was created for kids of color, Black kids and brown kids.
Which you could really
know that about him
because of who was cast like in the OG.
Right.
You could like
he
was
really
very
honestly
diverse.
Didn't really want white people, and it's just the honest truth. Like he was really trying to reach kids of color and to show them themselves and to just show a different path. and it's just a beautiful. It's on Disney Plus. I recommend everybody watch it because I think Sesame Street just reached every single kid growing up on some level. Um, so it's really beautiful. I just suggest that everybody watch it. And if Sesame Street didn't touch you growing up, God knows Reading Rainbow did. And so Butterflies in the Sky documentary with LeVar Burton has been out, but for some reason they're just not pushing it. It's on Amazon Prime for sure. And I have enjoyed just seeing it because I was religious about Reading Rainbow growing up. Religious.
Man,
And every book that would come on, I had to go
song.
to the library and get it because LeVar Burton said to read it. So I was supposed to read it.
LeVar said, he said, oh, it's a good book. How you know? LeVar said it's good. He said it was a good book.
And of course, you had to sing the song. I knew that song religiously. So I just think it's a beautiful thing. Inside Out 2 comes out in June. And so, and all the moms of little girls are cheering. So, I didn't see Inside Out at first, but I have 2 little goddaughters, and they were just like, "Mommy, you got to see it." So I watched it, and then I cried.
Oh my God, it's
yeah,
so
you're gonna
emotional.
cry.
And I know Chontell, you have the girls in the Sparkle pageant, and I just think it's such a beautiful movie. And from what I've seen from Inside Out 2, it deals with her going into adolescence. When I watched the trailer for Inside Out 2, I was just like, that was every bit of me becoming a teenager. Just so I just think it's a perfect series. And a lot of times when they try to create stuff for young girls and teenagers, they just get it so wrong. But Inside Out, I thought they got so right. So I'm so excited to see Inside Out 2. That comes out in June. And I just can't wait for it. I'm not around any kids anymore. I'll be in the theater, 46-year-old woman, watching it, loving it. So
I hope they let Bing Bong come back.
Bing Bong?
Yeah. Bing Bong hurt my soul.
Yeah, that was sad.
And lastly, dealing with just a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit, Twisters 2, they're calling it Twisters, it's coming out. And as almost 30 years later, they're creating a sequel to Twisters. Now, I watched the trailer to it. It looks good, but it's hurting my absolute soul because Twisters was iconic to me. Came out in 1996.
Yes.
And it just don't need a remake.
I don't. It was
alone.
Fine. It ended. It's done. Everything was wrapped up. I mean,
actually, I just watched it on TV a couple weeks ago. The trailer looks great. I won't be watching it. I won't go to the theater watching it. But if it's your thing,
what is Twisters about?
Tornado chasers.
They basically now it's going to be 2
the one with
tornadoes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was Twister all this time. Okay.
It is. The original is Twister. The second one is Twister. So that they're saying now it's going to, they'll be chasing 2. It's high energy. You know, the only thing that's good to me about it was there's some good old country music in it that seems to be awesome. But we just don't need it. Just don't need it. Yeah, I'm not paying, again, I mean, movie theaters are expensive. I'm not paying $15 for it.
No, when it comes to streaming, I'll probably check it out. Probably. But I'm not getting dressed and traveling and paying funds and no.
So lastly, before we get into our amazing topic today and to chat with our guests, so I'm married, Chontell's married, but we have 2 single ladies with us today, and I just got married, so I've been in the dating pool for a long time. Thank God I'm out of it. I'm done swimming. But let me tell you, 7 years ago, we're all familiar with catfishing, but they discovered something called kitten fishing. Are you all familiar with what kitten fishing is? What? Right? So Chontell and Angelique, from my heart to yours, from me and Chontell's heart to yours, be careful of kitten fishing. I don't want you to be kittened, okay? So kitten fishing is different from catfishing. That is when a man does small things like lies about his age. So maybe he's not 30, he's 35. Or he's maybe lies about where he lives. He's maybe just a city away from you. or he lies about his height by a couple inches, or it's smaller things. And so the problem is with kitten fishing is that women will say, "Oh, it's not that bad," and they'll still date a man. So to me, a lie is a lie, and a little lie
Really?
get you caught up.
I'm about to say, kitten fishing sounds like actual, just regular dating.
For real. That's what they called it. Oh, I used to just tell my friends this man lied.
A kitten fishing can also be that maybe he told you he graduated from, he has a master's degree, and maybe it's just a bachelor's. So
we just call those lies. I mean, we ain't got to be y'all putting names on stuff don't need. Like if I that's just a lie.
Does she know she's muted?
Oh, you weren't. You muted again, Chontell.
Agreed. That's just a lie.
Really? We ain't got to give it a cute name?
I don't want y'all to be kidding, so I'm just telling y'all, just be safe out there in the waters, ladies.
They could have just
safe.
left that under catfish, because it's catfish that do that, though. They do that. Like, every catfish doesn't lie about huge stuff. Like, some do lie about little stuff, too. So y'all could just left it under what? We ain't got to separate into the categories. Okay.
When I read that, I was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to talk about this.
I'm not calling that kitten fishing. I'm just going to call it what I've been calling it.
Regular dating.
Or, oh, you lied, sir. You lied.
Exactly. Goodbye.
That's actually becoming, I think, more popular than catfishing. So, and I will tell you, guys, we could talk about this all day. I've had so many situations. I had situations where, and I thought about it, I was like, gosh, I've never been catfished. I don't believe it. I've been kittenfished as long as the day is gone. And
Oh, you're lucky. I was actually catfished, and thankfully, I watched Catfish enough to. I was like, I'm suspicious, and I went to searching, and I found the dude, because the dude that was catfishing me used a picture of another dude in his military uniform, which had the dude's name on it, and that wasn't the name he told me. So I went searching. Then I found a logo on one of his pictures on his Facebook page, and then searched and found a real dude, and found out a bunch of people keep using his pictures. So I was like, this man is using your pictures. I just wanted to let you know. Then I was like, no, I don't give my number to people that are lying to me and catfishing. What's catfishing? Blocked. I'm not, sir. Get out my inbox.
Catfishing is too popular for that.
I don't know what. Can't hear her.
You got go ahead.
Okay, so what is it called when they submit a picture or they have a picture up, but it's like 20 years ago?
See, I've had that happen. I've had that happen, girl. I've had the high school picture, but you 50 years old. Like, come on, sir.
That could technically still be catfishing, because it's you, but you know, if I met you, that ain't who I'm talking to. So you, sir. That ain't you. That, or send a picture and it's like a group of dudes, but you not real clear on which dude I'm looking at. And you know my eyes gonna go to the one that look one way, and it's like, oh no, I was the one all the way off to the corner and off to the sitting down.
You know you're not the cutest one in the picture.
Sir, you know who I was gonna look at first.
Now that they got AI, so they got kitten fishing and they got catfishing. With AI, they're gonna be saber-toothed tigers.
Really, y'all gonna keep putting all these categories and subcategories. We gonna run out of animals. I'm calling that.
You don't have to follow Chontell. She goes live sometime and talks about her dates. She needs her own reality series, girl. Sometimes I need some popcorn and soda to hear her talk about her dates. Some of her dates, I'm just like, Lord, I'm so glad I'm married. I just feel for you, sis. So, between Chontell and Angelique, y'all should do a show together.
It's wild. It is wild in these streets. You sit on like, what? You're just so surprised that men are just like, you just gonna be bold and you just out here doing this and saying this stuff and you no shame? None? All right.
Terrible. Horrible. I've taken a break. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too. I clock out
people
several times. I'm like, I'll be back around later. The Lord going to have to send me something. I can't keep being out. Just show up. Just show up when I'm at the store one day or something.
Oh my gosh. But Chontell's a good sport because she's giving some men some chances I wouldn't have given chances. Like she does. She's giving some people some like the one she had with the guy that took her to the movie and they didn't even know what movie it was. Like that to me right there would have been too much for me. No, ma'am.
I'll give chances, but it's
the mystery movie one. No.
How we doing mystery movies?
That's a mystery movie.
No, I didn't know what I'm going to see.
And it ended up being a horror flick. See,
that's what you gotta tell people, because that might not be your thing.
He didn't know either. It was like a thing with the theater. It was called Mystery Monday.
You do that with a group of friends. You don't do that on a date.
That's a great first foot forward.
You do that with a group of friends. You don't do that on no first date. Or you do that in a relationship where you know that person is cool with that.
And see, my thing was because he could tell that something was wrong. Like if you really care about somebody, been like, you know what, I can tell you uncomfortable. Let's just go. But like, because it was a slasher, it was a gory movie. Like it was horrible. Like you say, you do that with a group of friends. You don't even roll that type of dice on a first date.
No. He
and see, my Jesus won't let me sit through that. So
I wouldn't want to do that. I can handle some horror to an extent, but I wouldn't even want to do that on a first date.
No. I gave her props. She and I are about the same, and I'm like, that you sat through that because I sis, you the MVP on that one. Because I would have been in the bathroom the whole time. It'd have been like, what's wrong with her?
No.
And he asked you for another date. Is that the one that asked you for another date after that one?
We actually had 2 dates, but let's see. I've been on so many dates. I can't even keep up. But he has an ex in Phoenix.
That's the one.
Yeah. And they were going on a cruise in March. And I was like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. So you can keep on.
Wait. He was going on a cruise with his ex?
Yeah.
But he was trying to... Yeah.
But that's really audacity.
Nah. we gonna have to let this one ride, sir.
I've been on first dates where the guy he's brought me champagne, flowers, jewelry, and then when I come back and do the background check, he's married. It's crazy out here.
It is. And then a lot of times some dudes, you'll call them out and they'll be like, oh, well, and like they always try to make it seem like it's you. Well, I mean, I would have told you, but I didn't know how you was going to take it. We're not going to flip this on me not understanding. This is not a me issue.
Exactly. I don't know. I don't want it. I haven't given up, but I've just not put any effort into dating.
Right.
Yeah. As I say, I haven't been like I'm done, but I'm also not like active in the scene. I'm just kind of just around the edges and outskirts of the dating scene. Just kind of, if something pop out, I check see what they talk about.
I'm trying to be married like Miss Chontell and Leah. Yeah, I'm trying to be married like y'all.
Really?
It'll happen. It happens. It happened for me when I just wasn't thinking about it anymore. Like, I'll say this really quickly, and then we'll get into the topic. But I just like my husband literally just saw my picture on Instagram. Like we wasn't in the same circle. We wasn't. To this day, I constantly think like, how in the world did he see my picture? But he literally just saw. We use the same hashtag, which is Black Girl Magic, which I hardly ever even use. but he saw it and he just saw my picture and he just told me, he spoke different to me. He told me I was beautiful. He was really proud of me. He thought I was just captivating. And he just spoke to me very respectfully. And I was like, as many men who speak to me like they've lost their rabbit minds or trying to sleep with me, he just really caught my attention. And so we just spoke very friendly to each other. He became my friend. He was my best friend. And that just led on. But we've been together for years. But you know, I really got to the point I was like, I'm good. I'm good in my own space. I was fine. You know, we lived in different states. You know, he was in Connecticut, I was in South Carolina. And so but I really got to the point where I was like, because at that point I was like, you know, I want to be married, I want to be with somebody. And I was just like, God, I want to be good with my kids, be good with my business. And I just wasn't, you know, thinking about it. So you know, it to me, I think it happens when it's not what's pressing you, you know, and
because the last couple messages I got on Instagram were, "Hey Ma, you looking thick." So I don't think that was the one.
I can't stand that.
I don't think either one of those were the one.
I cannot.
It wasn't sitting right in my
not
spirit.
the way you address the woman.
I just took a, you know, I was like, ooh, the vibes.
You don't think that's your Boaz?
The vibes. That's your Boaz? Yeah, the vibes are off. I was just, that's what I'm saying, just like, what?
Why do they think they can speak to us that way? That's mind-boggling to me.
Between that and I'll just say surprise pictures, I just don't know what response you think you're gonna get with that.
Right.
I'm like, I know. Again, do you not have shame? Shame needs to be welcomed back in 2024. Shame is good. It's good to be ashamed of something.
It's like, what makes you?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. We've been talking. Go ahead.
When they come out the gate and they ask you for a picture.
Yes.
Numbers like, you seen all my pictures.
Right. You see the pictures.
Because they say, well, no, not though. I want to see something that nobody else has seen. Well, no.
Right. You haven't earned that.
You don't get VIP access. I don't know you. That and the number thing, like you said, the number.
Don't ask me for my phone number.
I don't know you. I'm not giving you my phone number. Stop asking.
Yeah.
One
guy
just
always
straight
so
up,
off-putting to me.
One guy just straight up asked, like, we exchanged numbers, but he immediately was like, you want to just come over and like hang out, watch a movie, and it was like a nighttime, and I was like, no, you haven't even went on a date, sir. What? And I was I kept saying, like, I do not feel comfortable with that. And it's like, again, I need men to really understand. If a woman says I don't feel comfortable and your response is, then you don't need to feel uncomfortable, I'm not going that's actually not the response you need to say, because now I think you will. Because I just said I was uncomfortable. Your response is immediately, I'm not going to do something to you. Well, I mean, I was talking about I didn't know you. Why now we talking about dangerous situations?
Yeah, for real. But now since you told me that, now I feel more comfortable. Like,
thank you, because that's. And again, like, because people that do that, they don't ever say, I'm not going to do that. So, I mean, again, like, what are we doing right now? And he kept coming back, and I kept telling him no, and I just stopped talking to him. And he just showed up later, like a month later. Hey, you want to come hang out? What? No. No, and now
I didn't change my mind.
Now you blocked. You're welcome.
One guy get upset with me because I wouldn't let him pick me up for the date.
Why would
you need to be in full
Why would I give you my
control.
address? Why would I give you my address? Why would I do that?
And what do you plan on doing, sir?
No.
Nefarious reasons.
No, because then now you got, even if you
Why can't I leave when I want to leave?
No, because I'm like, now, like, you could just, now you just got access to my, you can just show up any old time you feel like it. Now you know my address. Yeah. I don't want that.
You know, it's a lot of women walking away from dating him. And I'm not saying y'all was on dating sites, but it's did you hear about what they call it, the Bumble Fumble, what they did? It's a lot of women who are choosing celibacy more than in years past. So Bumble, a lot of dating sites are seeing a decrease in the women
Yes.
on there because they're choosing to just be, go their own way, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put billboards up in the like larger cities talking about, now full well celibacy is not the answer. And
Wow.
what?
Bumble.
Like,
I
and they
don't.
had like a lot. They had a lot of billboards up, like just saying, like, don't choose celibacy. It's not the answer. Like,
Bumble.
You
I
don't get
feel
to tell
you.
me that.
I feel you probably. First of all, Bumble, stay out of women's vagines.
Right.
Second, y'all wasted a whole lot of money on this fumble.
They had to apologize. Like, 'cause what?
Wow.
Because like, what y'all need to choose first. Women are too loose, and all this, and now celibacy isn't the answer.
To who? Because the only person that it affects would be the person and the dude. So who are we speaking for, Bumble? The dude?
Wow.
The men on there.
Bumble.
Yeah, that wasn't. That was not a good look.
They said a lot of women were already decreasing, and then that just pushed them over the edge to just go ahead and get off of there. And
Yes.
other dating sites like that.
Really? Because I'm like, if I saw that billboard, I would have been like, oh, even if I stayed on another site, I would be off Bumble. I would account closed. No, none.
Because I think Bumble is the one where women are supposed to contact the men first or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they sure enough helped that one out. And also, you do know that you can still date and not have sleep with somebody, right, Bumble?
That's what I was about to say. You can date and still be celibate. Did you not know that?
Because that's also another odd thing to say. It's like, dating and sleeping together are two different things. Yeah, that was a Bumble fumble. There's no apologizing on that one. Like because that went through too many people, and nobody was like, "This is a bad idea. Do not do this." Nobody was like, "Stop."
That was not have no women on their board.
This went through
it's
too
led
many
by
people.
A woman created it. The creator is a woman, and they're calling her a fake feminist because she gotta be. She says she's for women, but then you come out with this.
You can't be for women.
That fake feminism. Get out of here.
This is
White
why
woman.
This is why I said this went through too many different people in the process, and nobody was like, "This is a bad idea. This is not a good idea." Nobody, because I'm like, I ain't gonna put all on her because and some other folks was involved in them rooms.
And it's tone deaf. It's tone deaf. You're going against what women are doing right now.
Mm-hmm. They're not saying they don't want to date. They're saying
would you choose something that goes against the direction that women are going in droves right now. You're going against it, and that's how you're going. From a marketing standpoint, that was super dumb.
Yeah, it really was. It really, really was.
Crazy.
Nobody did no research or nothing.
Yeah, that was. That's what I'm saying. There was too many people involved. That went through too many different hands. Somebody thought the idea. Somebody wrote it. Somebody did mock-ups. Too much happened for nobody to say, no, do not put this out. Like, this was too many steps.
Nobody burned those billboards down.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That was a lot of money wasted on that campaign. For y'all to just come out and be like, oops, I'm sorry. Nah. Okay.
But it's costing their company because I know Bumble is not lucrative at all. Nobody hardly even talks about it.
Do you think they meant to do it as a controversial type
tactic? I think so.
It could have been.
Some people were saying it was on purpose. They were saying like the billboards were a part of the marketing, but also the apology was a part of it already pre-planned. But I don't know what the end goal was supposed to be, but I do think that maybe that they might have did that on purpose.
But a dating site should not do controversial marketing. Is that like some brands can do that and it works for them? Dating sites are not one.
Especially when the woman is the one that's supposed to make the first move.
Yeah, that was.
I understand being edgy and like you say, do something controversial, but this is also not the climate for it either.
No,
not with we just overturned Roe versus Wade. Not when women are fighting for their rights for so many different things. This wasn't the time for that.
No, no. Like this, like it's the that is some states not it. Folks, some states talking about we gonna make birth control legal. This is not the time to be over here being like celibacy in the way, women. This was not the climate for that.
It's just for a lot of women, it's the only way. It's
Yes,
between that in their life.
they like this is not the climate for y'all to be like, no, go ahead, sleep with men. That's what you should be doing. You know, no Bumble, no Bumble. That's not it.
Don't think about your future at all.
You know it's already dangerous and sketchy to date on apps, but do more sketchy and stuff. Let's make it more unsafe. Forget about everything else.
All right, ladies. Today is International Tiara Day, and as we see, Chontell has her crown, her Sparkle Nation crown on. Today is being celebrated all across the world, actually. And International Tiara Day is a holiday that was established and in 2005, actually, as a day for women to embrace their empowerment. So we've been talking about empowerment, women taking back their power, women owning how to celebrate themselves, celebrate each other, and being intelligent women. So that is, we've actually been on the right vein in our conversation, and we will continue to do so the rest of the day. So let's get into it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the history of today and some things that we can do today and the rest of the weekend, right? So it started as and the first tiaras came in 1853, made for Queen Victoria. So they've been around for a long time. They initially were worn for weddings and special occasions, but we decided we just want to wear them to make us feel good. So they've gone on. Obviously, we see them in pageants, and we continue to see them as weddings. And so we continue to wear them now when we just want to own our power and just feel darn good. I have darn mine for pageant in 2017. I was Mrs. South Carolina Plus America in South Carolina, and I enjoyed my reign. That is where I met Chontell Lucas, actually. She was Ms. South Carolina for 2016, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
All
2006.
right. Actually recruited me into that pageant system. And so I will forever thank her for that experience. Uh, Now, I want to let you know crowns are different from tiaras. So, crowns are for royalty. Crown is the full crown, tiara is the half crown. So, today is National Tiara Day. But you know what? It's your thing. Do what you want to do. Wear whatever makes you feel good in 2024. We want everyone to feel beautiful. So let's welcome Chontell Lucas. She, again, as I said, is the founder and director of Sparkle Nation Pageants. I'm so proud of what she has accomplished. When I first met Chontell, she was just starting with Sparkle Nation. Um, and I've seen it blossom into something that's now become international. This sister went virtual and the pageants continue to go on. And so I'm going to let her introduce herself, tell us what got you into doing pageants and what then caused you to start Sparkle Nation. And please tell us how many crowns you have and how many titles you hold so we can celebrate you.
Sure. Thank you so much, ladies, for having me here on this podcast. I've had so much fun discussing these topics. I hope you guys invite me again so I can have a great laugh because I need it.
Absolutely.
So, thank you so much. Let's see. I started pageantry in 2016, but I started my organization in 2012 when my mom passed away from
Okay.
sarcoidosis. And so, sarcoidosis is an inflammatory disease that can affect any organ in the body, and it's most prevalent in the lungs. So I started Sparkle Nation in 2012, and I mostly focused on women, encouraging women to find their purpose and all of that good stuff. And I had a concert, a vigil, and all that good stuff for Sparkle Nation. And then in 2014, I was in a terrible car accident where I had two neck fractures, 10 broken ribs, life support. I was just on my way out of here, but God is so amazing. And He kept my life. And right before my accident, I was planning a pageant for little girls in 2014. I had not yet even begun to think about being in a pageant, but I always had it in my heart to do it for little girls. And so I got in a car accident, and it just, that wasn't able to come into fruition. And I was like, oh my God, I had so much planned. I just did a CD, and now my voice is altered. But I'm still speaking. I'm able to speak. And doctor said I would never talk again with the
Oh
trait
wow.
Oh
that
wow.
was in my throat. And you can still see the scar there where I had it. And so that's why I have this little ashy voice. Talking,
It
so
makes you unique and beautiful.
Just we gonna call it sultry.
Yes.
I like that.
Mhm.
So, um, from then on, I just felt like I had a new lease on life. Like God gave me a second chance, and I need to do everything that I want to do or ever dreamt about, and just do it. And Aisha Farmer invited me to her Plus America pageant journey, and she just wanted me to be a moral support and pray with her. And I was like, Aisha, I can do this.
Mhm.
I think I could do this. I already got an organization. I'm already doing this. And so I went my first pageant ever and won for my state. And I
Okay.
went on to, yes, I went on to nationals, and I won best interview and social media presence. And I was like, I got to go back again because I want to win. I went back the second time. I got fourth place, and I did so much better. And then I decided to, start my pageant again for little girls. And then when I started that, it just started expanding. And we've been in existence for 8 years with my little girls pageant. And we have pageants in Togo, Ghana, South Africa, Guam, all over the
Wow.
USA. And it's so emotional because I started with one pageant in South Carolina. It has grown tremendously. And this year we'll be in Las Vegas with our pageant. And so, God has blessed me so to connect with so many people around the world. That I don't have any children. I've never been married, but everybody's journey and path is different.
Yeah.
And I always say my kids are all the way around the world. I was a teacher for 12 years, and even some of my students helped me. My old students from who I taught, they helped me with my organization, and so they're like my kids. So everybody's path different, and I accept that for my life, and that's it. And here we are today. I'm still thriving and just walking in my purpose and just being so grateful to be here.
Amen.
Awesome.
That is amazing.
Amen.
That's an amazing
That's a
story.
beautiful, beautiful story. I just I've never quite heard it in that fruition in that way. But I was thinking about you today when I was preparing, and I literally got emotional because it's just when you meet people in different parts of their life, a lot of times you meet them kind of midway their process or at the end. And I just thought I've known her since that first pageant. And I remember that first pageant because I was going to come and something happened. But to just know I've seen from that beginning till now. And when I looked at your page a couple weeks ago and I was seeing, that you had posted like we're international. And I thought, that's my friend. Like they just, I'm so proud of you. You know, we both are criers, so you know I'm trying not to sweat a cry out. There's glue on these eyelashes, girl. But
Don't do it, Miss Silly.
but just to hear, I didn't know that your first pageant was just the year before mine. So even just to think about, and I was even thinking this morning when I was in the kitchen washing dishes, and I was thinking, I don't even remember how we, like my husband, I don't even know what caused our paths to connect. I just remember you recruited me. I remember you messaging me on Facebook one day and just saying, "Hey, I want to talk to you about an opportunity, and would you consider doing pageants?" I think you said, "I've been watching you, and I think you'd be great for this pageant." And before that, I secretly always had a dream of doing pageants, but I always had such an issue with my body and my self-esteem, but I really wanted to. But I just always thought there wasn't a place for me with my size. And I had already had the weight loss surgery and I had lost weight, but if you don't really know like plus size pageants or where we fit, I just didn't see it. I was early in my diagnosis with cancer. I was going through so much. And to me, I just always thought of pageants on the more beauty competition side. And that's just, I'm not a competitive person. I'm not. So I just kind of thought that's not for me, but you were so sweet. And I said, well, let me think about it. Um, and what I love about Chontell, because she's such a beautiful person, but now when she's determined to get something, she's determined. So she's like, I'll let you think about it. And she was like, the next day, she was like, hey, how you doing? Because I was her person. So she was like, and I appreciate it because had she not been so determined, I wouldn't have had that experience. And I tell everybody, because I'm not a pageant girl. It's not me. I think for some people, it is them. It just really is, and everything is for different people. But I think everybody needs the experience of what it means to reign for at least 1 year, because where I didn't love the whole process of being in a pageant, I just didn't. But I loved the process, the experience of once I had won, I was a state queen, being able to affect so many people's lives, particularly when I went places and there were kids. And I'm sure you had this experience. I would go places and kids, especially the girls, would say, "Are you a real princess?" um, you know, what that meant, when I would go to senior homes and I would see ladies and they'd say, "I was a pageant queen when I was a kid." I went to one nursing home and I took pictures with every lady in there and I let them wear my crown. And, to see them cry, I cried. Those type of things, that's priceless. So I think everybody deserves and every woman should experience that at least one time in their life. So I will forever, you know, only thing I can say is we were supposed to meet. However that was, whatever caused, whoever friended who in the great big vast expanse of Facebook. Um, and I will say this, and then I have some questions for you. Um, I appreciate your integrity. The person that you are makes me love you as my sister forever. When my group was 9 women, and I know that it started as 9 women. We called ourselves the Fabulous Nine. And before our pageant started, the lady who was Mrs. before me, she was having issues in her marriage, and I just remember the team like commenting about her, and it was jokes about her, and I didn't know anybody. And I remember them saying, "Chontell, don't you think?" And I just remember you saying, "You don't know this woman's business," because it was the comment of, "How's she gonna be Mrs. and her husband don't even come? How's she gonna be a Mrs.? Because in the Mrs. category, your husband stands with you on the stage and hands you off and all this stuff." And so it was all these jokes about her. And I know that she wasn't hardly coming to stuff. But what nobody knew was I was going through the exact same thing in my marriage at the time. And so my thought was, I will be the next person they talk about if this is me. And I honestly was going to walk away that day because I just thought I won't be able to take it. I was on the precipice of a divorce then, and nobody knew that. My husband was like, "If you're gonna do this, you'll buy your clothes. He told me I'm not participating." I mean, I don't even think nobody realized he wasn't there. He wasn't there when I was crowned. He didn't even. The night I was crowned, it was all over Facebook. I mean, because people from that were my friends came. My husband didn't even speak to me for 2 days. He didn't say anything to me. He knew I won. Because I didn't come back to Florence right away. He wasn't a part of any part of my journey. So, but to hear you just say, I'm not getting in that conversation, I just thought this is a person who cares about people. And so you're really the only reason why I stayed in the pageant and allowed me to win. Just you being you. And I just appreciate that. And I've always appreciated that about you. And so when some other stuff happened, and we both know what some other stuff happened, and when I spoke to you and I said, you don't have to be my friend anymore, and you said, I don't have a problem with you. I just appreciate that about you. I just do. So I just want to say that to you personally, because you just always meant the world to me. And I just think in this world, as Black women especially, we have to be integral and have some character. You know, we can't wear these crowns just because they're pretty. They have to mean something. They really do. They have to mean something. And that's part of the thing for me. And I know it's not every pageant system, not every queen, but that's part of the reason for me why to me, the competition doesn't work for me.
No.
The competitiveness doesn't work for me. And why, to me, I just said the pageant thing, it's just not for me. And there's some people live it, eat it, breathe it, drink it.
Yes.
And I will say I've noticed about the queens I know associated with you, and how I see that what I've observed about your pageant is you don't run it that way. That you are like, we're all sisters, we're all in here to win, and I applaud you for that, because I know it takes something to even keep that. I know it takes something to maintain it, and it has to start from the top down. I see that because I watch your ceremonies and all that, and I see that the girls cheer for each other. I see that the moms are support. That takes something. That takes a lot, you know. So I know that comes from your heart, because I've listened. Even when Angelique did her pageant, them mamas was some bears. You hear me?
I got along with pretty much all the girls, except for it was like one or two that I was like, you ain't got to like me, and I got to like you. We all cool. It's cool. But a lot of the moms, I was like, you are stressing me out. And you not even doing that, but you are stressing us out because of what you are doing over your child. I need you to go away. We're already stressed and tired.
Some of the girls started fine and became problematic because of their mothers, you know. And that happens in my world. My world is dance and performing arts. It happens, and it's like the parents can be too much, you know. And I know my child. I know how my baby. I know you're living through your kid. That's too much. Like, you didn't have your time. Go rest somewhere.
Please,
you know, it's
please. We all
I don't know if you remember, because it doesn't come on anymore, the show Bring It, but I get why Miss D kept them chicks outside. Like,
even our rehearsal, we're like, Mom, go ahead and sign them out. You guys go to the mall. We got them. Because it's too much.
It is. So one thing, kind of in that vein, one thing I was thinking about is tell us, I guess, how you, because I know that you have women with Sparkle Nation with the pageants too now. But you primarily have so much more with the girls. How do you, I guess, focus on keeping that atmosphere where it's not competitive, where they're not hurting each other or harming one another, the self-esteem? How do you do that?
Well, with the adults, we have about 40 adult ambassadors, and we do a virtual pageant for adults. And we have like a Sparkle Week where everybody posts their testimony, their videos, and all that good stuff, just to try to get to know each other. And we do that also in an ambassador group. Now, I'm not over all of it. It's because there's so many people. I have different directors to hone in. And so what I do is I train the directors to be very integral, to be empathetic. It's almost like a a Chick-fil-A training, right? You know, when you go to Chick-fil-A, you always go have the best service. So like we gotta be like Chick-fil-A, okay? I always tell them that because people remember how you treat them.
Yes.
And we just infuse that self-confidence, that teamwork, camaraderie, and it comes from our leaders. We even have a retreat where we work on team building because I can't do it all, so it has to flow over to my team. So I'm actually trying to duplicate 50 me.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And so even in our smaller groups, we just talk about self-confidence, self-esteem, and being your sister's keeper, and all that. And you're gonna have a few little, scragglers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
Trying to mess up the vibes.
you already know, right? So, with that comes, with conflict resolution. I don't like talking behind each other's back. Okay, you got a problem? Let's get this person on three-way. Let's talk about
Right.
it. Let's get on a Zoom meeting. That's how I handle things face to face instead of letting things fester. Because things will happen. You will have conflict. I mean, if you don't have
Right.
conflict, then I don't know what you're running. But
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, a group of anybody is not going to get along 100% of the time. That's not possible. That is just not possible. And if they say they're getting along, they are lying to your
Somebody
face.
lying.
women, right? Women, we all have all types of egos and pride. And so we just can't let that get in the way for the greater good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I think that's awesome. So how young is the youngest that you work with?
Oh man, 0, a baby. Like
Wow.
2. Yeah. They can be in the pageants too.
Awesome. So how do you handle the stage mom syndrome? How do you
Oh, actually, I have a executive producer, which she definitely handles the stage moms the night of the competition, where we only allow one person backstage, but she talks to them and makes sure that they're in place. They know that they can't come on stage. I mean, we had that a parent want to be on stage, all of that. Okay, so she has.
Not on stage.
Yeah, no, she was trying to slyly walk and try to say, I'm talking, oh, I'm not in the pageant, I'm just helping my child. Okay, why wait, hold on. No, she trying to sneak her way into the pageant.
She was on stage anyway. Okay, so yeah, we all those things, and but I work with the pageant. I mostly work with the parents before they hit the stage in approving outfits and talent because we don't want what you got. We don't want no twerking on stage.
Yeah, you want
Mm-hmm.
to you want to
Yeah.
perform as children.
Exactly. I've seen it all. Okay, and so yes. We're in a different time period. Have you guys seen those prom pictures of those prom dresses? Some of them are nice,
Girl.
but some
Yeah.
are like, girl, are
Make
you
you scream.
Oh yeah, some of them look like grown women, and I'm like, that is not it. Whoa, that is a lot of body I'm seeing for a 16, 17-year-old.
their gowns and all this stuff just to make sure it's kid friendly and appropriate
Age
for the show?
appropriate. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Mhm.
I absolutely love it. So I was just at a fashion week this past weekend, and so one of the fashion shows was kids and teens, and so I was watching it, and it was 6 different um, houses presented, and so I'm watching all of these kids, and I was thinking about our show today, and I'm watching it, and my husband and I are both in media, but we both work with the public from 2 different standpoints, and so he's watching it, and so first of all, the show opens with this huge dance team in town, and he's just looking at it, he's like, it's probably about 40 kids in this dance team, all girls. And he's like, I know you love it because you work with dancers. Hated it. And I'm gonna tell you why. And all of you will understand. The girls were so inappropriately dressed. And all I'm thinking of is we cannot keep talking about we have a problem with pedophiles and sexual predators, and then we entertain and feed their appetites. And
Right,
so,
and act like you don't know what they thinking,
Yeah.
what's going on.
Like you can't obviously they'll be attracted to whatever because they just full of the devil and disgusting. But
so
you don't
I was
have to
proud
like
of the girls,
offer it up on a platter either.
right? So I was proud of the girls in their work because I know what it takes. I'm a biographer. I know what it takes to get the work done. But the first thing they did was okay, but their pants, their leggings on. You have the girls in these white shirts that are tied at their midriff, so their stomachs are all out, and then they're in these pants that look like it was painted on them. And I'm first gritting my teeth through that. But the second thing they're in is these all shimmered um, leotards that are riding their behinds like bathing suits. And you have all these girls, 4 or 5 of them are very thick girls in front of all these people. Most of the great deal of them are males. And we're sitting on the runway, and I can't even hardly look at them because number one, I'm a parent. And then two, I work with girls all the time. And I'm almost in tears. And so at first, because they look beautiful, pretty, but all I'm thinking of is number one, it's clear it's a competition team because they mixed the ages. So I'm looking at kids as young as probably 6 and girls as probably as old as 17. And I'm
Those
looking at
ages should not at all be in the same thing.
never. So first of all, the dance choreographer in me is just like, I'm like between Abby Lee and Miss D, like, what are y'all doing? And
Not Abby
then
Lee, Lord.
I was feeling my inner Abby Lee was coming out. I'm serious. Um, and so I'm looking at the older girls like, okay, they're old enough to make their own decisions, and even what they were wearing is more appropriate for them. These girls are almost grown.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these babies, and so it wasn't until it was one, this is Denver. The one black girl is in front of me, and she's highly made up. And my husband said, he said, baby, she's looking at you. She was smiling. She's clearly looking for my approval because she sees the other black woman sitting in here and all these white folks. And so I finally looked at her and smiled to give her my approval. But I'm like, it couldn't have been my daughter. She wouldn't have been able to do that because she's half naked. And then the choreography, they're doing all these shimmies. They're literally shaking their behinds in front of people. That's the choreography. And so afterwards, he asked me, said, well, what was the problem? And I said, I didn't care for that. They were so sexualized. It was heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. And I said to him, when I see that with dancers, when I see that with pageants, when Toddlers and Tiaras was a hard show for me to watch.
Ooh.
I just thought, how did this show go on for 8, 9 seasons? But that happens in kiddie pageants. How do we put our babies out there and think that's okay? And then we're like, we need to crack down on all these men being deviants and predators. We hand our daughters out to them on a platter. That breaks my heart.
Or complain about cross dressers. It's like, yeah, you're looking at the wrong thing, buddy.
Chontell pageant, I just was so appreciative of how you covered those girls, to make sure that they're decent. Like you said, they stayed kids. I have a hard time with little girls looking like grown women, acting like grown women. Those are still kids. Yes. They can be beautiful. You can even still put makeup on them. They can still wear a gown and not
look like
have their
a 40-year-old woman, and it's a 6-year-old.
Out. They can do a dance performance and not be moving parts of them that don't need to be moving. I was disgusted. A lot of the music playing had vulgar lyrics. These are kids. Why are they out here with stuff where people are cursing? And it was just it was heartbreaking for me because I work with children. Chontell works with children. Chontell works. We will be the people. Then when something happens, then you want us to fix these problems, but you create problems for us to fix. That's just sad for me. So I appreciate when there's people like Chontell who create safe spaces for our kids, and I pray that more people do. Um, and it's sad to me because I think some people just don't stop and think. When I had my dance team, and Angelique worked with me, she knows when I would choreograph the music, there's so many popular songs. I would painstakingly go through the lyrics to the music, and I would say, "Nope, you can't do that song because this implies this. You didn't." Because I'm so aware of the after effect of something. Well,
Yeah.
when we would pick your wardrobe, I would be like, "How does this fit? This may fit this girl this way, but we have dancers that are all different sizes."
Yes.
So I have to think about every single girl on my team and all of the, everybody around, because I'm thinking about every person in that audience. And I would always say to the kids, and I think Chontell thinks this way too. You have to think, well, your peers may not have a problem, but your grandmama's sitting out there.
Yes. And some of them was inviting their parents, their grandparents, their pastors.
Right.
That you gonna do that in front of your pastor?
Something my mother always would say to me about different things is you don't ever want to do something that 20 years from now you won't regret. And that's wisdom, and our young people and people that work with our young people have to think about that. It's about what you wear, how you present yourself, the things that you say. You have to think about not just this moment, but the next moment. And so even when we're taking pictures, how we present ourselves, you won't look back at something 20, 25 years from now and be like, oh my God, I hate that I did that, that I wore that I presented that. Why did the people governing me not think about that?
Right.
All those things matter. How many times do we watch documentaries of kids who were, whether it's Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, different things, and people say, why didn't the people that was in charge of me not look out for me, not think about me? And so those things matter. So when I was thinking about those kids, I just thought, some of these girls are going to look back and say, I wish that somebody had to put something else on me. Or thought something.
Well, that's what Quiet on Set is about. Like, that's a lot of like that. That's
Right.
a lot of them say like all the adults either they were doing something or nobody did anything. Why no adult did anything to say this is bad, stop doing this thing. So like the kids can't. That's what the adults' job is to do, to be the adults, look at a situation and say, no, this is not okay. And if they're upset, okay, a child will be all right. A child could be upset. It's fine for kids to be, they can feel their feelings and they're still not going to do it.
So how do you handle when the little girls who don't win, how do you prepare them for everybody's not going to take home a crown?
Well, our pageant is just like, the state pageants. I always tell them you come with a crown, you leave with the crown.
Okay.
Whether it be the physical crown or the crown in your heart. And they all represent their state. So when they sign up, they get their state crown and sash. And so I try to combat that with them coming on stage during crowning. They have their crown and their sash, their state crown and sash on already. And so when crowning takes place, the winners, they do get a bigger crown, but everybody on stage has a crown and their certificate. But I do let them know, like during our orientations and boot camp, that, everybody's not going to be a big winner, but you all are winners. So we definitely have a team that. And sometimes the parents don't understand that. I remember one year I hid behind the curtain because she was super mad her child didn't win. And I was like, oh my God. Security.
See, but that's the thing. You upset that your child. No, you upset you didn't win, Mama. You ain't upset with your daughter. You upset you don't have a crown. Yeah, you over here mad? I'm mad for my daughter. No, you not.
Wow.
Stories. I've been called everything but the child of God.
Oh my goodness.
When their child doesn't win, but it's just been like 2 instances out of my 8 years.
That's good.
Really, like, beat down about their kid not winning. And I have no control over that.
No.
And
Right.
right. And sometimes people donate and parents they give, this particular parent gave so much and was doing so much for the parent. And I think she was doing it because she thought her child was going to win.
Or she was trying
No.
to
Oh my
influence the
goodness.
results. Yeah. No, but thank you for the gifts.
It's horrible.
Right. I just pick the judges, I give them the criteria. And after that, my hands are out of it. But, there are some unfair systems, unfortunately,
Yes.
where, it's not legit or
Mhm.
upfront or,
Mm-hmm.
it's falsified numbers. But I don't do that. I got
Mm-hmm.
to,
Right.
Yeah. I know some
Awesome.
pageants started having it where parents couldn't even, like, if parents were not allowed to be near the judges. Like, when the judges were not actively judging, they were somewhere completely different. And then when it was time for them to come back, they came back because if parents were, they were moms, especially the moms, would come over there and be kikiing with the judges and trying to, and it would work sometimes. So they was like, yeah, no, we're gonna fix this. Judges are in isolation. They'll be back when it's time to judge.
Yeah, I was like, parents shouldn't even have access to the judges.
They weren't really, they weren't on top of all that stuff. They just would be not caring.
but it's
Wow.
also moments where, parents have come to me and said, when I first put my child in, my self esteem was low, but leaving your pageant, it really affected my self esteem. So it's a ministry, not only for the little
Yeah.
ones, for the moms and dads as well.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask you, do you have dads that are active and participate too?
Yes, we have the dads too.
That's awesome.
I like a
So
good pageant
do
dad.
you
It's always so cute because it's just so cute to see pageant dad.
So I know some systems have where they have the little girls and they have four boys. Do you see yourself incorporating for with the boys too, or just the girls?
My directors, they really want to start to incorporate the boys in the pageant. I'm open to it. So I'm just ready for them to start it and we'll like follow suit. So I don't have problems with that because the boys, they need their boost of confidence too.
Yeah, come on, they little
They
tuxes and
do.
stuff.
That would be so
I've seen a
adorable.
couple, because definitely not as many, but I've seen a couple, and I'm like, the little tuxes and suits are so adorable. Oh, it's so cute. I'm like, they give me the same feeling when I just see a cute, not the glitzy little girl, but like just a cute little girl and a cute little, I'm like, oh, it's so adorable. I couldn't be a judge because I'd be like, everybody, I can't, everybody
And you
wins.
can't give everybody a 10 and late.
I was like, I could not be, especially for little kids. I could not. No. I could do older teens and like teens. I could, but little kids, I'll be just like, yeah, that's it. Look at they're amazing. Look, they out there. They did it.
With the little bitty ones, that's a good question. With the little bitty ones, how do you judge them? Because you have to judge them a little bit different than the older ones.
Yeah, so we do with the little ones like the babies, the arm babies. Of course,
Hmm.
they speak, so their parents have to say their sparkle power, their introduction.
Oh.
Yes, and so their evening where the parents have to lift them up and
Oh.
they try to make them smile. Some of them
Hmm.
actually smile, and so you get a little personality score there and how they're dressed a little bit, and that's how we go. But mostly it's the parents that we score because they're the ones talking.
Right.
They doing all the work. That baby
That
couldn't
is
get
so
less.
adorable. That is so cute. So where do you see Sparkle pageants 5 years from now or 10 years from now? What is
Oh,
the biggest dream you have?
I think the biggest dream I have is to be able to try to touch all four corners of the world with Sparkle. Just expand and grow and actually have our host our pageant in one of our countries like South Africa, being able to have our kids travel from one country to the next for competition. I think that's the biggest dream I have. And actually, to have my own theater.
Girl, you know I got to come to your theater now.
That's one of the long term goals. But I just want to see everybody, experience Sparkle and be able to touch, all over the world.
Well, we definitely need that for you, and we will be agreeing with you because it is definitely possible. I've seen you do so much in less than 10 years, so obviously for you the sky is the limit.
Yes.
And I know for sure you are making your mother so very, very proud. So I know you do everything for her.
Yes, yes, she's
Well, we
definitely.
have had so you keep doing that, you keep going for that. um we could talk all night long, but it has been an amazing show. I can't wait to have you back. So when is the pageant in Las Vegas?
Pageant in Las Vegas is July the 11th through the 14th.
Okay.
At
So
the new.
that is an hour flight from me. So I might need to figure out how I can get to you because I would love to come and support you and help you. And I'm serious about that. So I'm gonna call you sometime next week because if I can be a help to you, I would love to get down there and help you.
I would love that. There's so much we can have you do.
I you got my commitment. I will come down there and help you.
I would love to see you.
I have missed you. That would be so great. So I'm gonna put that on my calendar, and we're gonna make that. My husband has me all over the place. I'm gonna have to finally bring him somewhere. So, but yeah, it's not far from me at all. So, and I would absolutely love it. So, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. Is there anything that you would love to say in closing? Anything that you would love to just say to our viewers?
Oh man, I'm just excited to be invited to be able to speak about Sparkle and enjoy these lovely ladies here. And you guys had me rolling. Okay. Just remember to always have self confidence. Always shine your light wherever you go, because sometimes you're the only light that people see. So be that light.
Awesome. And Chontell, where can people find you?
Oh, sure. Let's see. On social media, my social media handles Chontell Lucas or Sparkle Nation.
Mhm.
TikTok, you can find me in Sparkle Universe. And on Instagram, let's see, Miss Pure Sparkle Pageant.
Awesome. Well, as of today, I know I can speak for my sisters, and we will tell you that you have officially become an honorary Elijah sister. You are a part of the sister circle.
I love
You are
it.
a part of the crew, and everybody don't get to be a part of the circle, so you should feel honored.
No. No, they do not.
So whenever you see us online, you just give us a shout out. No, you are one of the Elijah sisters now. You let people know.
Oh, I tell you.
We do gatekeep. We proudly gatekeep.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Have enjoyed having you here so much. Thank you all for listening. Again, don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you share this with somebody else. Make sure that you also follow Chontell. Make sure that if you have a little sparkle that you want to get to sparkle and shine, and sign them up for the pageant. There's no other better place to have your daughter or yourself as a part of the pageant. We all want to be a part of it. Everybody wants a little sparkle in their life. Why not be a part of the Sparkle Nation? And with that, we're going to go ahead and say goodnight. Thank you for allowing our family to be a part of your family, and you have a wonderful time.